It's generative AI that is making all of this noise. And AI is a lot wider than just generative AI. The reason why generative AI is worrisome is because it has gotten to the level of high skilled workers. But at the end of the day, it's learning from content, from data. And that's the reason why it's very, very key to our conversation. AI is nothing without data. For AI to get better, it needs to learn from more data. If we get to the point in the future where all the data has been collected, we still need to, it's a probabilistic system. We still need to have what we call human in the loop. There needs to be somebody there to make sure that that's safe. If you are not contributing significant value, the people that would most likely be affected are those that are just entering that space.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. I feel like I'm even tired of saying this. Welcome back. You know what we are doing here is another episode today at the DataPod where our conversations connect the dots. We're here to do what we do, but obviously, like I said, we are promising to take it a notch higher. I'm Favor, your host with the most, as usual. Yeah, and I'm here with my let them introduce themselves since they don't want me to be calling them boss or fine guy, intelligent people. Okay, we have Samuel the intern.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not the main character.
Samuel the intern. Yeah, so Samuel is the intern, and we have Suraj, the man with many hats.
What's wrong with you?
Well, no, but is that what you called yourself now when we started?
No, I said nested arts.
Oh,
nested
yes, now we've nested. Well, me, I'm Favor the entry level, but the host to do most. So today we have a very interesting topic with a very interesting, guest. Our last guest was so fantastic. Like, even me myself, I really learned a lot and I was so excited about that episode. So we're taking it a notch higher. We're going to discuss something very controversial, something everyone has this question. A lot of people are even discouraged to join this data field or, take up some roles outside the data field because they believe that they have this fear of what we are going to be discussing today. So I'll just give a brief biography of our guest because he has a lot, sincerely. So let me just read. I don't want to go off because I have to respect such amazing people that we have brought to our midst today. Okay, yes. So So you help me here because I don't even know how to describe this person. So he's a data scientist, he's an AI engineer, and a project strategist passionate about transforming complex problems into practical solutions. He has led cross-functional teams across edtech, health tech, fintech.
Everything is tech.
Wow.
It is shocking. When they read this, it is shocking. Hey, okay. He has led cross-functional teams across those sectors that I mentioned, delivering end-to-end AI-powered solutions from business analysis to development. I mean, just like our previous guest explained, I think this person is like a senior, because he has gone from not just business analysis, he has taken ownership and he has gotten into the deployment. His work spans the full data life cycle. He's into data gathering, engineering, analysis, machine learning, and AI integration, all while aligning product strategy with user need and business goals. As the founder of Data Connect NG, he is building a thriving ecosystem for emerging African data talent with a clear mission to build with purpose, scale with data, and lead with impact. Ladies and gentlemen,
Favor, how many people did you call for all of this? Like, how many people do you want to give this? One person.
I'm telling you, one person.
It's too much.
No, but ladies and gentlemen, let me just, permit me, his name is Abdul Jalil Abdul Samad.
Yeah.
I hope I got
drum roll.
I had to practice over. Okay, yeah. So hi.
Yes.
What's the short form of your name before my tongue?
Oh, well, it's just Abdul Samad.
So you prefer the...
Okay.
Abdul Samad.
Okay, I would just say Samad, like Samad.
No,
He said
not
he wants
really.
Abdul Samad.
Yeah.
Really, Abdul Samad,
Yep.
welcome to DataPod. We are very happy to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm great.
I feel like Suraj is just happy because he has been smiling and shining. It's like his brother is here today. Suraj, tell us about this glow.
Which one is...
No, sincerely. No, Samuel, support me here now.
The
so
native
actually-
self is...
I mean,
No,
sincerely,
just
Suraj's teeth have been
leave it.
showing since.
Yeah, I'll close my mouth.
No. Let's not take the attention of Abdul Samad.
Yes.
Abdul Samad. So, Abdul Samad, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I mean, I'm sure you guys don't know, but I came down from Ilorin to be here.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're based in Lorry.
At the moment, I'm there
Wow.
working on a couple of things.
Wow.
So you traveled from Lorry
Wow.
Alone
I
with
mean,
to
for this
Lagos.
podcast.
Yes, I did.
What?
You can see that we
So,
have people that
what?
value
It's
data
also-
pod.
It's the passion.
I can't believe it.
It's the passion. Like, wow, that's insane. Thank
Wow.
you so much.
Wow.
Like,
Thank you.
I'm very sure.
Like,
I'm even
shocked.
Are you
Like,
serious?
I'm shocked.
Oh, this is
Well, that's
really,
quite
really
interesting.
humbling.
I'm very sure, like he came with a lot because coming all the way from Ilorin, he has a lot for us
See, no,
today.
no bars. You just
We just have to break and
unleash.
scatter all the things.
Whatever you
Yes, so
can
I'm
do.
not going to hold you.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are talking on the topic that everybody has on their mind. Will AI take our jobs? Will even when someone say now,
Like,
will AI take our job?
that conversation has been on for so many
long,
years.
yeah.
So many years. Not just in Nigeria itself, like across the globe. Everybody has been afraid of whether AI is going
advent
to
of
take the
AI.
job or is not even going to. Or maybe we are safe. You know, it was in the past. Is it going to be for just data analysts or graphic designers? Because I know, for instance, graphic designers today are afraid. So not
Yes,
just the
now.
data space alone. Graphic designer, you can just go on ChatGPT now and tell it to design obituary, and it is there.
Why did you say obituary? I don't understand.
Yes, because that is what people use CorelDRAW for the most. Like, just
People still use CorelDRAW though.
they
It's
do
been a
now.
while.
So all of those things, it's out there. So it is something that, hey, AI in data engineering, data science, data analytics, BI, everything. You can even tell ChatGPT, give you the data, and it's going to give you full insights. It will even tell you the story, like even you are a data storytelling person, everything is out there.
Even
So it is something that you have to be
programming,
afraid
code
of. Like,
assistants.
yeah,
That will help you,
Yes, exactly.
suggest whatever. Like you're writing your code is suggesting vibe coding with you, and then yeah.
It's interesting because the first thing is all of this got into the limelight because of just one very small niche of AI. So it's generative AI that is making all of this noise, and AI is a lot wider than just generative AI.
Okay.
So we have the field of computer vision, you have the field of
NLP.
natural language processing, you have automation with robotics and all of that. But it's generative AI that's like the star kid on the block,
Right.
and that's the reason why everybody is worried. So let's just take a trip down memory lane. I mean, we have had revolutions in the industry. We had steam-powered engines come and replace people with muscles, things that needed manual work. Steam-powered engines came in, electricity came in. We got to a point where we had computers and the internet. And that also came in and disrupted a lot of things. So the first angle was for mostly low-skilled manual work. And those were the first set of people that got displaced. Then, when it came to the internet, it was more of middle management. So people's jobs were to coordinate, interact, communicate. All of those human roles were able to do that a lot faster with internet and computers. Now, the reason why generative AI is this worrisome is because it has gotten to the level of high skilled workers. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have career professionals also worried about
losing their jobs. Yeah.
So it has come full circle. At that point, a doctor would not worry about, I'm safe. But now it has reached you. So you too are bearing the brunt. So if we go back, and because we said this has happened in history, if we go back and look at it, we still have low-skilled workers.
Yeah, doing
We
their
still
job.
have
Yeah.
middle-skilled workers. So we are afraid that it's going to replace us as high-skilled workers. But I would say in the long run, we would still have high-skilled workers. That's where I want to start from. So just calm down.
Drink water.
Yeah, so
Chop rice.
You'll be fine. Yeah.
okay.
But,
Yeah, go ahead.
so now we need to break it down to understand what generative AI is able to do. What are its current capabilities and constraints? Fine, it's going to evolve a lot faster than any other thing. AI is changing in a span of months. It's not taking years compared to the other technologies. But at the end of the day, what AI is doing is it's learning from content, from data. And that's the reason why it's very, very key to our conversation. AI is nothing without data.
Yeah.
Yes.
Without data, it's nothing. So that's the thing with AI. It's learning from data that it has access to, and it's now able to generate content that is in line with what it has learned. So, first thing is, I want us to look at the African or the Nigerian context and how much data do we really have? That's our own. So yes, we're able to use generative AI, we're able to use all of these tools, but it's borrowing from a very wide pool. So for AI to get better, it needs to learn from more data sources.
Yeah.
It needs to learn from local data sources. And that's the reason why you have things like RAG that allows it to connect to your local data source. All of this is going to be produced by somebody. So there is somebody that is producing the data that would allow AI to keep getting better. Now, even if we get to the point in the future where, all the data has been collected, we still need to, it's a probabilistic system. AI is not deterministic. If you run the same thing 2, 3, 4 times, there's a high likelihood that you get different results. So we still need to have what we call human in the loop. There needs to be somebody there to make sure that we're safe. We would not completely leave everything to AI to make the whole decision, because we don't know. Given the same input, we cannot guarantee that it will give us the same results. So there needs to be a human in the loop. And the human in the loop, for example, I'll take his example of the graphics designer. So you have someone with no idea about graphics design, and he goes in and asks for an obituary poster.
Wait, Swag, why you think of obituary? What's going on? Are you fine? No, are you fine? Sincerely, I've been...
Obituary.
So he goes in and he asks for the obituary poster, and he gives him something that he does not exactly like. So it's time to edit, it's time to modify. What am I asking it to do? So as a graphics designer, I know that we have color palettes, so I could say, the color is not this, or the alignment of the image, use a 3/4 framing. Like, there are technical terms that I would give it, and it will give me the results that I want.
Yes, you want,
So I need to understand that space to be able to use that tool to give me the right results. So this applies to any other field. That domain, speaking the term that will get you the best results for that particular task, is something that humans still need to do.
Wow. See, okay. So I want us to, talk about something like, why do you think people are actually afraid that AI will take their job?
They're afraid because things that would usually have taken you a long time to do, you're able to do it in minutes. I mean, even in the AI space, Andrew Ng, one of the world-leading data and AI professionals, he mentioned that there are data science workflows that it will take his team about 6 months to complete. And with all of the advancements now, they're able to do that in hours.
6 months to hours.
So bring it 6 months down to hours. So look at how much time that has cut down. I mean, personally, there are times that I want to do competitive analysis or something, and I just go into deep research with Gemini, and it gives me all of the links and all of that. So things that I would have said, oh, I need 1 week to do this, and I might not even find some edge cases. It gives me all of those things. So I mean, it's enough to be scared. It's enough to be scared. But the fear is now that if you are not contributing significant value, if what you're doing is something that, for example, exactly. So because I needed to do the analysis and I don't want to spend 1 week on it, I get a team of 5 intern products managers and ask them to do competitive analysis on 10, and they go do that for like 3 days. They bring it back to me, and then I combine it and do something in another 2 days. With AI, I can do all of that on my own, and it means I don't need
those people.
Those 5.
Yeah.
So you see that, there's actually some people would lose, but it doesn't mean that we don't need product managers. It doesn't mean that we don't need the professionals.
Because AI won't go to the market with you to do research.
Exactly.
And all those things, okay.
Even if you still need to prompt it. So it's the people that can be scared are people that have not gotten to the point where you're able to contribute significant value. The people that would most likely be affected are those that are just entering that space. And I mean, that's the younger generation. For those that have built 20, 30 years of experience, it's not going to replace all of their experience immediately. There are things that AI would give you, and you will tell it that, you sure?
So hallucination.
You just know, yes, exactly. Because sometimes they cook beans.
You ask it that, are you sure? And unfortunately, the problem with AI now is, at least according to some research, if you ask AI, are you sure? If the answer is right, it's possible that it will give you a wrong answer.
True.
So asking, are you sure, is not enough to solve the problem.
Apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this is not give you enough foolish answer again. You tell her this thing is wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not keep giving you that wrong.
Exactly. So this is where the human factor now comes in. There still needs to be somebody that knows that thing. AI would do some of the manual repetitive tasks for you, but you as the human come in with your experience and say we're good to go, or no, we need to change course.
Know what is wrong.
Exactly.
But someone that is new, not people that have had the 20 years experience with significant impact now. So where should that person stand? Because as somebody, for instance, maybe a computer science graduate wanting to go into the job market, you don't have the 20 years experience, and you don't want to. Okay, don't let me put it this way: that okay, you are not going into being a cloud AI engineer or AI anything inclusive. You might want to use AI, okay, but you want to be, for instance, maybe a data engineer. What do you think that kind of person should do so as to be relevant in the space? Because the fear is still that in about 1, 2, 3 years after now, AI will still make you to be jobless.
Okay. So I want to break it into 2. I want us to look at the angle of the experienced professional, and then also come down to the person that is entering the field. So for the experienced professional, the problem is, I mean, you've gained experience, but you still need to kind of keep upskilling. You have a lot of responsibilities that eat into your time. You don't have as much time as someone just entering the game. Take, for example, you have tax professionals. Tax professionals right now are going to be having a lot of headache with the old tax reforms and all of that. You've been doing this you can close your eyes and do it, but now you have to rethink that, where does this person fall into? So they need to upskill as professionals, not so significantly, but add the need for AI to it. And you start to worry about, where do I even start from? Do I want to go and do LLM? Do I want to go and do agentic AI? Do I want to go and do data science? I mean, it's a lot for them. And that's their own side of the problem. Now, for the person that is entering, I would say what you need to look at is it's not easy to do this without an understanding of the industry. But we need to start looking away from titles, job titles. Oh, I'm a data analyst, I'm a data scientist, I'm a business intelligence analyst. Because truthfully, those terms don't mean the same thing everywhere. Across different companies, they mean different things. So we need to start looking at what are the jobs to be done. I think there's this term of JTD, jobs to be done. So as a data engineer, what jobs do I do? What are the tasks that I want to achieve? So now you pick those tasks and you intensify your understanding around it on the technical side and on how to use AI to achieve that.
Okay.
So that as these roles evolve, new titles will emerge. And what you now need to do when that new title emerges is, what are the jobs to be done for this new title? So I'm bringing analysis experience to somebody that is now, let's say you're an AI query reviewer. I mean, you would say, oh, I have no experience around that. But you gotta look at what's the expectation. And they're basically asking you to come and
Things you can do
things that you would have gotten experience on, or that you have an idea of from your data analysis role. So if you break it down that way, you're able to transition into the new jobs, the new titles that are going to be created.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's makes sense.
I have so there was a conversation I witnessed in a group chat, right? So this guy was asking a question, he's doing well in his job at the moment, right? So, but what he does, like, let's say they give him a case scenario and, we create this stuff. He just goes to AI, this is the case statement, or this is what I'm working in. Kindly write SQL query. So, like, AI writes the detailed query for him. So, like, AI, AI is applying maybe new concepts that he is not necessarily aware of. So, because of he's able to, at least achieve the goal, what this boss requires, the boss accolades him, right? But personally to him, he's not necessarily learning, he's not growing. AI is just doing the job for him. So he was not afraid that, like, is he in a safe space, or should he just continue that way, that I know at least he's fulfilling his tasks, but necessarily as a data analyst, he's not growing per se? Are you not going to say that, okay, people should be focusing towards learning how to use AI to perform their jobs, or does learning how to use AI to perform your job, does it replace actually, knowing how to do the depth of the job? Yeah.
So I would say you need to understand two sides of it. The first side is being able to use AI to achieve that task. The second side is an understanding of what that task entails. For example, I was trying to build a Yoruba talking clock. Wow. It's in Flutter or Java. I can't remember the language exactly. And I just took the project, put it in Copilot, and it told me, oh, this is the API to use and all of that. And I ran into errors, copied, pasted, did that for maybe like 2 weeks because it was a side project, so on and off. And I didn't get the results that I wanted. Now, fast forward a bit and I went to watch a YouTube video on the language itself and the API use case. And I came back and in a few hours, I was done. So the difference is, initially, I had no idea what AI is saying. But I'm just asking it, I carry out a task and it does it, gives me feedback. I give it back to AI. So all I'm doing there is I'm the human hand for AI. AI does not need human hands. What we need is human plus artificial intelligence. So I need to bring my own intelligence into the game, which is what I was able to acquire by going to actually read up on how does this work?
Okay.
What does this entail? What is what's this going to give us? Then contributing that to the AI conversation, guiding it and being able to achieve the task at hand. So you don't need to just, give it, collect, use. you need to also make sure that there is an element of your
But
own
someone like
intelligence.
that, for example, if you are in an interview and maybe they say, oh, share your screen, they give you a question and they give you analysis and they say you should code. So because you've not necessarily like learnt the core skills yourself, but you know how to achieve what your result, but like with the help of AI. So someone that just focuses on like AI, like you said, it makes your work faster. Even me sometimes, I know how to write query, right? But I will not just waste my time. I will just go to ChatGPT, write the query for me, bring it out, I do my editing. But I know, like you said, AI can garbage nonsense, right? If you don't have that expertise, you will just, you go and cast yourself. Like, for example, I don't know if you saw some tweet, like somebody sent maybe an email to someone and he did not edit all those parts. He put your name. He did not remove all those
I've seen something very, very
Yeah.
somebody's LinkedIn about section and he just copied. I was like, oh my god. He said, is the way the response. And he copied all of that. And that was
I think that's where just like you said, the intelligence. You have to
the intelligence
because
now.
it
I've
takes
seen some people, they request, even at our own office, you are sending a request to me that you want me to create a report for you. And that report, I noticed that everything that person typed in the email, and even he attached like an image to it, everything was AI.
yeah.
But how do you guys actually know that things are AI though?
I'm very, very sure it is AI. Alone. I'm sure it's AI. And I was telling one of my colleagues that this thing is AI. Because I know how ChatGPT will respond to some prompts. This thing is AI. That one, there's no even any discussion around it. And also the image he attached. I was not trying to make meaning out of the image that
How does
where
this
did
connect?
this one come into our own because I'm seeing like different metrics. I cannot even make meaning out of all of these features. These ones are not even something that we can get in our own system. So why are you bringing all of this into? Because it is one thing that you are using AI to get things to make work easy. I've seen some people, someone like me now, when I check, let's say DeepSeek for instance, I used to read through the thought process. So I can know that, okay, if this guy is thinking this way, then it means that I should also think in that direction. If what the output is fine, okay, you would have given different prompts and you'll be like, no, this thing is not right. No, Baba, change it. And now eventually get the right what's called response. What I try to do is to go back to the thought process. And I just read through so that maybe tomorrow I don't have access to this guy again. I should be able to
do it
think
yourself
through myself and break it down. So it's not just about using the AI to make things easy for yourself. Also, you can also, because somebody thought around this thing, they did the computation and they directed AI to think in that direction. So if somebody can do that, then why not me?
So now the problem is you need to realize that somebody did not direct AI to think in that direction.
Okay.
So there is no instruction. AI just tries to figure it out. It tries to match that, I have all of this data. What pattern can I identify from it? How can I relate them to each other? How are they connected?
Okay.
I am not telling it how it's connected. It tries to figure out the connection there. So that's where the first problem comes from. What if the connection it figured out is wrong in the first place? So if it was somebody that was giving it the connection, we can rely on it a bit. But if it's the one that is figuring out the connection by itself, then it's bound to misfire on some connections, which is why you need to go in and tell it, no, this is not the angle that we're looking at it from. This is what we want it to look like.
And still going to even depend on the quality of the data you have, like the data accuracy, because if you are giving it a wrong input, then you should be very sure that, okay, the direction AI will be thinking to. Yes.
So you're even coming from the angle of people that have data. What of the many people that don't have data? So for them, I mean, what I see is if you're able to adopt AI automation, agentic AI, the beauty of these systems is inherently they're capturing data. So it means that we start to build internal local data gradually to the point where we now have enough information to make reasonable, insightful, and data-driven decisions based on the fact that, I cannot, for example, let's say we want to do personal finance. You want to track your budget and all of that. I know how hard that is. But recently, I've been trying to do that with AI. I started with just a regular chat and trying out some of these automation workflows, anything and the likes. I can now start to see it form a pattern. There's now a Airtable database that has data around, and it's just chats. I'm just telling you that, I went to the market today, I bought this amount, I take a picture of my receipts, and gradually, in the next 3 months, 6 months, I have data now. So it now makes sense for me to say, how do I plan 2026 financially?
Okay.
Based on the data that I've been able to acquire, because I was able to use AI to just give it text that, this is my receipt or this is what I bought, and generate that into structured data that we can use for analysis.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not using AI. All these things that you are doing with AI, so it's just like, wow.
So there's an angle I want to come from, right? It's not dissociated from what we're talking about. So I read online some weeks back that in therapy, right, how people use AI for, like, instead of you going to see if
I saw that stuff. No. You're feeling sad. You're not typing AI.
I'm feeling depressed. So AI is now, you're like a therapist and all of that.
I saw that
and
stuff.
then the angle, I think it was even OpenAI CEO Sam Altman that brought the conversation that now there's a side of data privacy, right? If you in the field of therapy, is it what they call it, psychotherapy or whatever, right? They are binded by law. What I mean is, if I'm talking to you as my therapist, right, my conversations must be confidential.
Yes.
If it leaks or whatever, like I can sue you, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
there's that aspect of it, data privacy. But then the concern about using AI for therapy and the likes is data privacy. Like, how am I sure that? So I think the angle is coming from the guy was coming from is that there should be some data protection policies around the use of AI for therapy to safeguard, to more like put checks and balances on how data information is shared, because you cannot be so sure that the AI or the LLM you are interacting with, how do I put it? Like, you cannot be so sure if your information is not going to leak or something, right?
Okay.
So I'm just talking from the angle of data privacy. Like, how do we, data privacy, and then also how do we ensure that people will not be over dependent on? Yeah, I know AI is because trust me,
they are already over dependent on AI.
You can't even, people cannot even think on their own.
Is it wrong though?
They are already.
So this is it. That's where the intelligence comes. Like, you need to be smart. Like, AI is smart, like, on its own, of course, and all of that. But it takes some level of, let's say, dumbness for you to
AI
copy.
is not smart.
Okay.
So I like to use the analogy of Aladdin.
Aladdin, okay.
Yeah, the magic lamp.
Yeah.
So the lamp was given to Aladdin and Jafar, the sorcerer, and both of them used the same tool to achieve drastically different results.
Okay.
So it's not the lamp that was the solution.
It
was Aladdin coming to tell it that, this is what I want. Mm-hmm. But Jafar came and said, just make me the most powerful being in the world, and then he created his own trap. So AI itself is not smart, so to say, but it just allows you to do things at a scale that is not humanly possible. So we need to stop seeing AI as that smart system. It just has access to a lot more information. It can do things a lot faster. But it's what you ask it to do that it's a gift to you.
But that's how you see it. But that's not how so many people see it.
So
that's where we need to start seeing it from.
how do you that over dependence of using AI is good, fantastic. I use it a lot. I mean, it's the thing now. Like, you cannot even say, oh, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah, it is.
Right now. But like, how do you separate your
Over dependence.
your own human intelligence, and to the point that you don't relegate all your what you should like
What you should know.
your thinking, like your IQ, you don't relegate it to AI to help you. We talk about AI automating process, helping you your workflow here and there, all of that. But how do you ensure that? Because we're getting to that point where people can't think on their own, as it were. Like, they can't make a decision without consulting AI, like without texting DeepSeek or any of these LLMs. Say, okay, what should I do? I'm feeling this way. Should I go out? Should I eat plantain this morning? So I don't know. Like, I don't know if you understand the nuance where I'm coming from, right?
So I want to tackle the two things.
Okay.
The first one that you asked about privacy and all of that.
Yeah.
I would ask, all of you, that who do you think is in the best place to solve that?
Is the
Humans,
person is the person
that's
As
giving
in,
data.
what skills would the person that needs to solve that need to have?
it does not even really require any skill like that now, because if you
No, as in, we need to use AI for therapy. In quotes.
Therapy, yeah.
We're not saying we don't want to use it. We're saying we want to solve the privacy problem around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, I think we would need someone that understands the whole therapy space, psychologists. But psychologists don't understand how data works. So we start to need data engineers, data analysts, and all of these people come together to solve a problem that did not exist 6 months ago. And exactly by solving that problem, we have created new jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the problem is what creates a team that's probably larger than what was therapy was usually one-on-one. Now you need God knows how many therapists to combine their experience and to work with a large-scale data team to implement all of these solutions. And just by trying to solve some of those problems, new jobs begin to emerge.
Yeah. So let's.
You don't answer the other part.
So the second one was around relying on AI, and AI is a tool. Do you think about it's not an apples to apples comparison, but let's say things like electricity. Do you want to not use electricity? Would they say there is light and you say I don't want to use light? So it's just about using it the right way, which is why we need to do a lot more around literacy, education, upskilling, and just all of those things are things that we need to start to. We're not against it. So how do we use the tool in the best way possible to get the results that we want?
Wow, we've had such a very insightful conversation today. I think we have so much more to talk about, right? So the way I'll tie it all together, we're not saying AI is bad. We're not saying AI is going to take your job. AI will not take your job. I think what AI will do, it would even like create more jobs, like he has said, because exactly. So AI is going to create more jobs. So what you need to be focusing on right now is how to make AI to make your job better. That is what you should be focusing on. But don't let AI take the place of your own human intelligence, because if you don't have that human intelligence, AI is basically going to replicate that your dullness, because it's what you feed it, that is what it will give out, and you cannot be able to detect that there's something wrong with it, because you don't feel like it's AI now because it gave me this solution is correct automatically. So please, you must feed your own human intelligence. It is very, very important. Our guest has already said so many things, so many amazing things, but because of time, we have to cut it short. So I believe we should even have a continuation of this, because there are a lot of questions. Everybody has so many things to say. We didn't stop it. Some people feel like, AI will actually take some jobs, right? So we need to talk about that. But we've spoken about the positive side of AI and how we can use it to make our lives better. So we thank you. Thank you so much for coming all the way from
It's a
Ilorin.
very big thank you.
Like
to
wow,
It's been an amazing conversation.
wow, like I just like this energy.
It's huge.
I really love your energy.
It's very
Like it's
huge
really
for
very
us.
nice. It's very huge. So you don't know it means a
I'm
lot.
telling you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys. We've come to the end of this episode. As usual, do make sure you subscribe, like, follow, share with your friends and your family, and make sure you are using AI the smart way. Make sure you are using AI the smart way. Very, very important. Please. Thank you guys. So until our next episode, catch you. Bye.